Dr. Morgan, at Mountain View Urgent Care and Family Medicine, you offer urgent care, you offer well checks and just sick checks for families. But there's another thing that you offer that I don't think maybe a lot of people think about, maybe even small businesses, is you do drug testing.
That's correct, Suzanne. In March, we teamed up with a company called D+S Screening, or Drugs Plus Screening. That company is owned by Sammy and Jeremy Evans. They approached us, and we agreed to allow them to use our facilities, and we actually essentially created an agreement that would allow us to capitalize on each other's services, essentially. They provide all of the DOT and non-DOT drug screening services for the clinic. They do this for employers, for private organizations, and such. And the drug screening services that are provided include not only urine drug screen, but hair follicle as well as breath alcohol tests. And all of these all these drug tests do hold up in court. It's the same services that you would get elsewhere in the valley that most employers would want. And unfortunately, a lot of employers do not provide or do not require these testing, these types of tests for their employees, but as issues with prescription drug abuse, it's skyrocketing, and a lot of places or a lot of employers provide services that require, safety first type services, and employees need to be sober and should not be under the influence of alcohol or other substances when they're performing their job duties. And we provide a way for employers to be able to randomly screen their employees, not as a punishment, but as a safety issue as well as a legal issue, and it protects the employers that provide services that require employees to be not under the influence.
Well, when we first started talking about this, I thought, well, isn't that a lot of work for the employer if they haven't had this kind of procedure in place? What kind of legal hoops do they have to jump through to get this something that they can make mandatory for new hirees? And you said that's something that you actually can help them do.
Absolutely. There's not a lot of legal hoops for an employer to institute or implement a drug screening policy. It essentially requires that the employer notify their employees of the new policy. It should be written. We do provide the paperwork necessary for them to create a written drug screening policy for the employers. For their employees, and once they have that in place, they should stick to that policy in order for legal problems not to arise in the future. So, but we do. It's a very simple process, and an employer, if they're interested, they can call us, and we get them set up with that within a matter of a day or two.
That's just so great to know. There's so many great services you offer here. Urgent care, you can treat fractures, lacerations, ear infections, cough, cold, sinus infections, immunizations to a point, and then you can do this for companies, do the drug screening. That's just a great service that you provide. And tell me about your hours one more time.
Yes, Suzanne, our hours are Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. until 10 p.m., Saturdays 10 a.m. until 8 p.m., and then we're on call by appointment on Sundays as well. Our location, again, is 1201 South Main Street, suite number 1, across the highway from Macy's, just kitty corner to the Maverick in Providence.
It's easy to find, it's easy to see, right across the street from Macy's. Great service you're providing. Thank you so much, Dr. Morgan.
Thank you.